Well, you know what time it is, another discussion video absolutely nobody asked for. As we all most likely know, in the most recent update to Realm of the Mad God brought us the 17th class to join the roster, being the Summoner, a bursty 1 class with the capability to deal some really high DPS. I like to compare the Summoner's release to Aphelios' release on League of Legends with the sheer amount of reading you have to do to actually figure out what the abilities do. I'm personally a huge fan of the class and I believe it was such a great and needed addition to the roster. From the new control mechanics to the large variety of maces to use, I believe Deca really outdid themselves on this one. As well as the addition of some phenomenal controllable maces, there is one mace which I, as well as a large majority of the community, have taken a great liking towards, this being the Mace of the Celestial Forest. This masterpiece of an ability is obtainable by killing Lyman the Sprite Goddess as a white bag. I can't quite pinpoint if it's the same rarity as the other two, but when you do get your hands on it, consider it a blessing from the gods. Granted, it's not the best mace in the game due to the existence of Hivemind Mace, Grandmaster Mace, but it can deal some hefty damage. It can be really good for wave clear and low to mid-level dungeons. Hell, I even find good use for this ability whilst clearing exaltation dungeons such as the Nest and the Caverns. The reason I've taken such a great liking towards this mace is because it's fun, is unique, not too hard to get, and can deal some pretty good DPS numbers. Though it may be tough to land all the shots, the mace's damage can reliably get into the thousands. For those who are unaware, the Mace of the Celestial Forest summons a stationary sprite tree on the ground that shoots at the closest targetable enemy for the next 12 seconds. But it isn't as straightforward as that. The mace has a chance to spawn one of 4 coloured trees, each at a 25% chance, each dealing different amounts of damage with varying shot speeds, shot counts, arcs, and waves of shots. It currently doesn't specify on the item description what these numbers actually are, but the Deca GM Minichko was more than happy to help me out with this, so thanks a lot to him. I will be covering these in order of highest shot count to lowest. I'll also display how much damage they do against a 0 defense target. But do note that this maximum damage output and the odds of this occurring are not that high due to factors such as invulnerability frames, the enemy walking away. If the tree that's summoned is pink, it will shoot 28 rounds of 3 shots with a damage range of 90 to 110 damage. This would arguably be the best tree to have against armor broken targets. If the tree is yellow, it will shoot 12 rounds of 6 shots with a damage range of 120 to 165 damage. Near comparable to yellow, blue will shoot 11 rounds of 3 shots with a damage range of 190 to 285. I'd say blue and yellow are the greatest all-rounders for damage. And then there's green. The green tree is what's referred to as the shotgun tree. Green will shoot 6 rounds of 3 shots doing 420 to 650 damage. If anybody here was questioning my working out, I'll use the green tree equation as an example. Let's refer to the shot counts as X and the rounds as Y. First off, I had to calculate the average damage of each shot, which would be the maximum minus the minimum damage, then divided by 2 and added to the minimum damage. In this case, the average damage would be 535. If we multiply 535 by X, we get 1605, and then if we multiply 1605 by Y, we get 9630. Of course, within this equation, X and Y are interchangeable. All the trees have the same arc width apart from the blue tree, which has a doubled arc of 20. Another thing that I really like about this mace is the flexibility you can have with it. Although it is undeniably luck that determines the color of the tree that's summoned, if you have the mana pool to support it, nothing is stopping you from re-rolling the first tree that was spawned. Because like all summons currently in the game, it has a spawn limit of 3. In conclusion, this mace is great fun and an incredibly good addition to the game. If you haven't already, you should for sure try it out. There is another thing with this item that I wish to talk about, but I'm going to make an entirely different video about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.